Good day, my viewers. It's nice having you around again. Thank you for being with us the last time when we started this series on characters who are unsung in the Bible, especially people like Methuselah we saw last time that played his own part in the work of God. Now, I'm looking today at another character, Jethro, the father-in-law of Moses, a man that was a Gentile, was of the tribe of the Medians, or a Midianite. And naturally, you cannot say the man knew God, but the man actually did know God. And we began to see how this man played his own role by providing a shelter for Moses when Moses ran away from Egypt. Moses at that time was a fugitive. Most of the time, many would not have even taken him in. But the man, Jethro, recognized the grace of God upon him or saw something about him. Because you remember, Moses had fought for his daughters who were driven away from the water wells and fought for them, helped them to get water for their animals. And when the young ladies told their dad about what Moses had done, the man was glad to have him in. And even at that, even gave him a job, which helped with his dignity, which helped with his self-esteem, and also gave him a wife. And from that relationship, Moses had 2 sons that we learned from. Now, the man was also an high priest. He was a priest. He was the one serving God in that locality. He was a righteous man. He was a faithful man. And we learned that the Bible told us that after Moses was called, when he had the call of God on his life, at that tree, when he met God at that burning bush, as he said, Moses went to his father-in-law and told him he was ready to leave after 40 years. The man took care of Moses for 40 years. He provided a place of succor, a place where the man could rebuild and learn and understand basic leadership issues, and learn how to tend sheep, because he was going to take care of goats when he started leading Israel. They were so horrible, and that level of patience, Moses needed to learn it at the backside of the desert, taking care of Jethro's sheep. Now, at the point Moses was leaving, Jethro could easily have said, just like Laban did to Jacob, I'm making money off you. My business is booming because of you. Stay behind. But the man did not do that to Moses. The man allowed Moses to go. Now, that alone is a lesson for those of us who are GOs, that when the hand of God is upon 1 or 2 of our people, we should let them go. And he provided Moses with everything he needed. He released the wife, released the children, and bid farewell to Moses. Now, the interesting thing was that the Bible recorded that when Moses was getting close to Egypt, God came close to kill Moses because he refused or forgot to circumcise his firstborn son. And the wife did the circumcision, and out of that, not really understanding the God of Israel, the woman went back to the father's house. Now, many years passed, and I guess the man was basically trying to persuade the woman to come back. Now, the Bible recorded in Exodus chapter 18 that when the man heard all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, and that God had brought Israel out of Egypt, that Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took his wife, Zipporah, and sent her back. I wonder how many father-in-laws will send back their daughters to their husbands. Of course, the woman was claiming that Moses must have maltreated her, must have done so many things, but the man would not accept that. The man wanted the woman back with her husband. And the man followed the woman, his daughter, back to Moses and had her settle down with her husband. Now, the interesting thing that when the man was there, he observed something that Moses was doing that was wrong. And that was the fact that Moses was judging Israel. And he was judging from morning to night. And the man called Moses and advised Moses. Now, technically, you may think that what does he know about God and what does he know about God's dealings? For Jethro to be advising the mighty Moses. But you must understand authority. It was curious that God did not advise or tell Moses to adjust the way he was judging Israel. But the father-in-law called Moses and told that if you continue like this, that you find that story in Exodus chapter 18, verses 13 to 33. So if you continue like this, you will soon die. And God, of course, would have found somebody else to replace Moses. None of us is irreplaceable. All of us are replaceable. Nobody is a God to himself. And so many men of God have died, not paying attention to basic things like their health, like rest, like, regenerating themselves and all the rest of that. And his advice went down well with Moses, and Moses took that advice. I want to say to you, if you're a man of God, please learn to listen to sound advice. We don't know it all. Everything is not anointing. Jethro saved Moses and helped elongate his life. He played his own role in the program of God, and that was great. And so I trust that next time we're going to meet, I'll be considering another character. And this time I'll be looking at this man called Levi, the man that raised even Moses, that was a progenitor to Moses, or the patriarch in his own right, one of the patriarchs of Israel. And why was his tribe chosen to be the priest to God? And I trust that you will be blessed when we come back again. Do have a nice time.